These are epoxy dining tables. The family, who loved to entertain, had always dreamed of having a beautiful dining table that they could use to host dinner parties and family gatherings. However, they didn't want just any table. They wanted something unique, something that would reflect their love of arts and design. So, they decided to take matters into their own hands and create a DIY epoxy dining table that would become the centerpiece of their backyard. They spent hours researching different designs and techniques, watching tutorials, and gathering materials. And when they were finally ready, they set to work. The process was not without its challenges. There were moments of frustrations, of doubts, and of uncertainty, but the family was persevered, determined to see their project through to the end. These are epoxy cutting board. Imagine the surprise on your loved one's face when they unwrap a beautiful custom-made cutting board that's been designed with their taste and interests in mind. Maybe you've incorporated their favorite colors or patterns into the epoxy resin or other special details that reflect their hobbies or passions. As they run their hands over the smooth surface of the cutting board, they will be reminded of your thoughtfulness and care every time they use it. They will think of you as they chop vegetables for a family dinner or as they serve up a beautiful charcuterie board for guests. Creating an epoxy cutting board as a surprise gift can be a fun and rewarding DIY project. You can choose the type of food, the design and color scheme, and the special details that will make the board truly unique. These are geode epoxy clock. A woman named Sarah had always been fascinated by the beauty and uniqueness of geodes. She loved how each one was different with its own unique patterns and colors. When her son, Michael, told her that he was moving into his first home, Sarah knew she wanted to give him something special to commemorate the occasion. She decided to create an epoxy geode clock for Michael as a housewarming gift. Sarah spent hours searching for the perfect geode, one that would reflect her son's strength and beauty. When she finally found it, she knew it was the one. The geode was a beautiful shade of blue and purple, with intricate patterns that seemed to dance across its surface. Sarah spent days working on the clock, carefully mixing the epoxy and placing the geode in the center. She watched as the epoxy hardened, sealing the geode in place forever. These are epoxy river tables. The old wooden boards had been in the family for generations. They had been passed down from grandparents to parents, and now they were in the hands of the youngest member of the family, a curious and creative teenager named Alex. Alex had always loved woodworking, and he had a special connection to these boards. They were made of cherry, oak, and walnut, and they had been used to build furniture, cabinets, and other items that have stood the test of time. Alex's father, John, was also a woodworker, and he had taught Alex everything he knew. They had always enjoyed working together, creating beautiful and functional objects that would be cherished for years to come. When Alex showed his father the old wooden boards, John immediately knew what they could do with them. "Let's make an epoxy river table," John said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "We can use the different types of wood to create a beautiful pattern, and we can fill the river with clear epoxy to make it look like water. It will be a family heirloom, something that we can pass down to future generations. These are epoxy chessboard. Two rival high school chess clubs, the Hawks and the Eagles, were known for their intense competitiveness and disdain for each other. They never missed a chance to belittle and mock each other, and their rivalry had become the stuff of legend in the school. But everything changed when they were approached by the school's administration to work together on a charity event. The task was to create an epoxy chessboard that would be auctioned off to raise funds for a local children's hospital. At first, both clubs were skeptical and reluctant to cooperate. However, they eventually agreed, seeing it as an opportunity to prove their superiority in a different way. The process of creating the epoxy chessboard turned out to be a lot more challenging than they had anticipated. They had to learn to communicate, cooperate, and compromise with each other. They discovered that they had more in common than they thought, and their shared passion for chess brought them closer together. These are epoxy flower tables. Emily had always admired her mother's green thumb. From the moment she was born, she was surrounded by flowers and plants of all shapes and sizes. Her mother had a special talent for nurturing even the most finicky of blooms, and her garden was a source of endless inspiration and joy. As Emily's mother approached her 60th anniversary, Emily wanted to do something special to show her appreciation and love. She knew that her mother had been eyeing a beautiful epoxy flower table at a local boutique, but the hefty price tag had always been a barrier. Determined to make her mother's dream a reality, Emily set to work. She reached out to a local artisan who specialized in creating custom epoxy flower tables, and together they came up with a plan. Using flowers from her mother's garden, Emily and the artisan created a one-of-a-kind table that was even more beautiful than anything Emily could have found in a store. They carefully selected flowers that held special meaning for Emily and her mother, from the roses that her father had given her mother on their first date to the delicate white flowers that Emily had picked on nature walks as a child.